What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be diving into a full gearing guide for a fresh marksmanship hunter. So let's say you just made a fresh guide, you're level 80, you don't have an idea as to what to do. Don't worry bro, I got your back. I'm going to show you exactly what items to buy and how to do it. Besides the items, I will also show you what enchants to get, what gems to get, and there will also be a few talent tweaks, a few different talents to what we did in the guide, but don't worry, don't freak out, we're still good. It's just a few small little adjustments. The playstyle is still going to be the same, it's just that we're going to be doing a bit more damage as a result of this. So without further ado, buckle up and I hope you enjoy the video. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go over to this guy over here and you're going to buy all the honor gear that you can buy. You're going to be doing battlegrounds, farming honor until you can get full green items, because this will set you up for the remainder of the gearing guide, so you're not going to be a victim whenever you start farming your bloody tokens and your conquest gear. Once you have your honor gear, you will also hopefully have won at least one battleground in the process. Once you win that battleground, you are going to get 9 Astral Gladiators heraldries. Once you have these 9, you're going to go over to this guy over here and you're going to start crafting order for, going to go in here, finger, and you're going to get Algari Competitor's Signet. And you're going to go to the auction house, you're going to buy reagents. You're going to get 3 Vicious Bloodstones, you're going to get 3 Null Stones, you're going to get 120 Marbled Stones, you're going to get 3 Algari Missives of the Harmonious for Versatility and Mastery, and then you're going to get 2 elemental focusing lenses. Once you have those, you're going to input all of that here. You're going to put your heraldries, your crafting items, your secondary stat customization, your embellishment. You're going to put in a commission here and you're going to place your order. Once the order is crafted, it's going to arrive in your mailbox. You take it, you pick it up, and you're going to have something like this on you. Step number 3 is going to be your bloody tokens gear, sold by this gentleman over here. How do you get bloody tokens? Well, there are multiple ways to get bloody tokens. You can get them in the war chest drops, in world PvP, but the best way to get them is to walk up to Ruffius over here, and he's going to have Sparks of War quest here. We're going to pick up that quest this week. It's Sparks of War, Isle of Dorn, and once you pick up that quest, you're going to have to collect those sparks on the Isle of Dorn. Now, you can collect them by completing world quests with war mode on, or you can kill 100 people anywhere on the map. There are a lot of groups that you can find. You can go into the PvP panel, pre-made groups, custom find group, and just type in here Spark, and you can sign up to any of these, and they're just going to be out there somewhere on the map in the mosh pit, killing each other ruthlessly until they get 100 kills. Once you get 100 kills, you get back to Ruffius, you turn in the quest, and you will have your first batch of 1,000 bloody tokens. Now, the current cap as of week 4 is 3,000. So you have 1,000, but how do you get the rest? Well, every single world quest that you see here on any zone drops, on any new zone, drops 100 bloody tokens once completed with war mode on. So you can just go around, fly around the map, and any world quest that you do is going to give you 100 of those. So just go around, do bloody token quests, do world quests, and you'll get those bloody tokens in no time. Once you get enough, right now I've got 2,800, you're going to buy your wrist, your helmet, your belt, and your boots. But you're gonna say, Snipe, but that's not our primary stats. Why are you telling me to buy this? Well, first of all, it might not be our primary stat. It's a purple item, bro. You get agility, you get stamina, you get versatility, and it's 10 more item levels, and the stats aren't half bad. But I will get into the stats later on in this video. Okay, so now that we have our crafted pieces, that we have our bloody token pieces, we need to get our conquest pieces. Now, we're going to be playing 4 set. We're going to be playing gloves, legs, shoulders, and chest this season. The best way to get Conquest is, well, there are a few ways to get Conquest. You can get it by either, the standard one, queuing arena, doing 2v2s, 3v3s. That's what I did for the most part, but you can also go and do war chest farms. Some of you might not know about this, but it's been in the game for some time, so I'm just going to cover this in case somebody doesn't know about it. So you go in here, you go into your player versus player, you go into pre-made groups, custom, find a group, and you type in chests. Chests in war mode. So this is a very small group. So let's type in crate, and there we go. There's a bigger group. This is the one that we want. These guys are farming crates. So it's either going to be war chest, war crate, supply drops, any of the sort, depending on how people name it. You sign up, and once you're in the group, you will be flying over the map collecting supply drops. Every supply drop is going to give you 60 conquest and some bloody tokens and some honor as well, with the chance of dropping a vicious bloodstone. So good stuff. If you don't want to be doing 2v2s or 3v3s to be farming your conquest, you can also just join the conquest farm groups. Once you have your 4-set, you will also have gotten at least 2,500 conquest. And when you get 2,500 conquest, you get 2 tokens that you can exchange for your weapon. And the weapon that we're going to be getting is the Astral Gladiator's crossbow, which is going to be versatility and mastery, because those are the stats that we want the most. One thing that I forgot to mention is, of course, your Reshii wraps, which is your legendary cloak. This season, you get it by just completing the starter quests in the new zone and just by completing weekly activities at this guy over here and PvP passively. You will be able to upgrade this cloak to item level 730. Now, there is a way to upgrade your cloak without having to go to Karesh. Wait a second. So normally what you would do is you would have to travel all the way here and talk to the NPC Reshii Wraps upgrader to upgrade it. But there is a script that you can run. I will paste it on the screen. I will also paste it in the description of the video. And when you run this script, you're going to get the Reshii Wraps upgrade wherever you are. You can do this in the arena, you can do this in the battleground, in the city. It doesn't really matter where you do it. You're just going to get the Reshii Wraps upgrade panel, and you just click on it and upgrade your cloak. Now, for the secondary stat on your cloak, this is fully customizable. When you do the quest, you actually get the blue one, but that's not the most amount of stats that you can have on your cloak. You can actually get the purple socket, fiber, whatever, and the way you do it is through crafting it. You go back to the guy that crafted, where you crafted your gear previously, and you just type in fiber. We're going to get these 4. It says fits in a fiber socket, critical strike granted, mastery granted, versatility granted, haste granted. For now, we're going to be crafting the mastery one. So you just go to the auction house, buy the mats, place the order. Once it's done, it's going to be in your mailbox. You take it, you put it into your Reshii Wraps, and voila, you have your fully upgraded and socketed cloak. For your trinkets, I actually went for the on-use trinket. Now, a lot of people are also playing the proc one. It's totally up to you. There's no major difference, but why I personally like this is because it has 1 minute cooldown, and with the cooldown reduction that we get on our true shot in PvP is 1 minute 20 seconds. So with this, I can guarantee that I'm going to get the primary stat proc whenever I have true shot. So what you can do is you can just macro the true shot with your on-use trinket, and whenever you press the true shot, we're going to get the agility proc. So everything that you do, all your damage, all your big black arrows, all your burst is going to be further steroided up by the trinket. So that's the one I like, and I'll be going with the Conquest on-use trinket as well, because it also has crit. Now you might be wondering, Snipe, why the hell are we buying items with so much crit? Didn't you say that crit is useless in PvP? Shouldn't we just be stacking mastery? And the answer is basically no. So right now, any further mastery points that we get are going to be DR'd by 10%. So if we get 1,000 more mastery, we're only going to get 900. So we're pissing stats in the wind. Also, versatility, we're currently a bit above the 30% threshold, so our versatility is getting DR'd as well. However, this is not going to be an issue moving forward because next week we're going to change our shoulders and our Conquest chest into set pieces, and set pieces do not have versatility on it. They just have crit and they just have mastery. Why am I talking so much about crit? Well, at the beginning of the video I did say that there have been a few adjustments to the build, to the talents. What I did is basically I took out a point from lock and load and I put it into penetrating shot, giving us a lot more critical strike damage. And the reason for that is because our set already grants us so much critical strike chance in and of itself, and also you can spec into keen eyesight to get flat 4% more crit chance. However, with the amount of crit that we're also getting from our gear, I will also be testing serrated tips, which means that we're going to be getting a 5% more crit strike chance from all crit strike sources, which is at this point at around 18% crit chance. Now mind you, as the season moves on, this is also going to give us crit. The set pieces are going to give us more crit here, and they're going to give us crit here, so we're going to have 20-something% crit chance, which is about 10% critical strike damage by default with this talent. However, when we press True Shot, we're getting 20% more crit strike damage and 10% more crit strike chance, which is in total about 24% more crit strike damage. So we will be critting like mad moving forward into the later season. So just something to keep an eye out on. Also, I would like to note that I've been testing this build out with a friend of mine. Well, he's been doing most of the field testing, and the guy managed to get a rank 1 in Blitz with this build and this itemization that I'm talking about here. So just something to keep in mind if you want to have any more credibility about this. Also, I talked to Goblito on his stream. If you don't know who Goblito is, basically an AWC marksmanship hunter, and basically he told me that he's going to be itemizing in this same way with the force set and with the crit modifiers later down in the season. Now, for the final bit of the video, I'll just go quickly through the enchants and sockets. So for the enchants, we're going to be getting 315 mastery, radiant mastery on our rings. Not the cursed mastery, because cursed mastery actually takes some crit away, and crit is kind of valuable in Season 3. Boots, we're just going to get Scout's March. That's going to give us some speed. Legs, 930 agility, 900 stamina. You can also go for armor here, but I think just the stamina is... I just like to have a bit more health, to be honest with you. Wrists, 1000 speed. Chest, Storm Rider's agility. And cloak, burrowing rapidity. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy here, except for the weapon enchant. Now, a lot of people go Authority of Radiant Power. And I've actually taken this, what I'm about to say, I've taken this off of Picmex. The man is genius, and what he figured out makes a lot of sense for survival, but it's also super applicable to marksmanship hunter as well. So instead of Authority of Radiant Power, we're actually going to be running Stone-Bound Artistry. Now what this does is basically gives us on proc 4000 mastery, whereas Radiant Power gives us 2000 agility. Now 2000 is not even 2% of our total agility, whereas 4000 mastery is going to give us... let me try to get a proc here. Anytime now. Oh, there we go. It's going to give us 4000 mastery, which is 7% roughly more damage for its duration. And if it procs on your true shot like it did now, together with your on-use trinket, you're just going to be doing a massive amounts of damage. And if you get lucky crits, people are going to vanish before you. And finally, for gems. So there's 2 gems that you need to get, non-negotiable. I know it's a pain in the ass to be farming all this otter, but if you don't know how to socket your PvP gear, you go over to this guy in here, you talk to him, and you need Astral Jeweler's Setting. You get this for 3 Vicious Bloodstones and 5,000 otter. Now you can buy Bloodstones or otter, or you can buy Bloodstones off the auction house since they are not soulbound. In theory, you need 12,500 honor per socket. So 25,000 honor to get the mandatory sockets, and then you can socket the rest of your gear as well. But I personally will not be doing this in a rush because if you really want to min-max, it's going to give you more stats. But like, it's very expensive and time-consuming to get all of that. So just getting the 2 mandatory ones will set you in a really good position to just start doing the arenas. It's going to enable your embellishment, and it's going to give you 5% damage reduction while CC'd, and that's most of what you need. Everything else above that is min-maxing, and if you really want to do it, but it's not mandatory. The 2 mandatory ones that you want to get 1 versatile onyx, because your embellishments, the additional damage that we put onto our crafted jewelry, will not work unless you have a socket. Because if you read the tooltip, it says your damaging spells and abilities have a chance to deal X amount of damage to your target. The magic school chosen is based upon your selection of socketed Khaz Algar gems. Basically, it doesn't work unless you have a gem, so that's why it's mandatory, because you're missing out on a lot of damage if you don't have at least 1 gem. I went for Mastery Verse once, but you can get for any gem that you want the stats for. What's important is that you have a gem. And the second gem that you need is your Enduring Bloodstone. It gives you some primary stat, but that's non-factor, really. What is a factor, though, is the 5% damage reduction when affected by crowd control. And this is just going to make you tankier in stuns, and it's mandatory to have this. So to summarize, guys, you go buy your honor gear, you craft your 2 rings, you craft your amulet, you go get your bloody token gear, you go get your conquest gear, you get your conquest weapon from the token, you enchant everything, you gem as I've shown in the video, and you're good to go. And to give you the final full list of what you should look like in week 4, now mind you, this is going to get changed down the line. Helmet, you're going to go with the Bloody Token helmet. This is going to get changed down the line for a Conquest piece. Algari Competitor's Amulet, crafted Verse Mastery. This is going to stay the same for the remainder of the season. Conquest Shoulders, this is going to be changed into a set piece next week. Reshii Wraps, this is going to stay the same until the end of the season. Right now we have Mastery Socket, possibly going to change this for a Verse Socket later down the line, because we're going to lose a Verse when we get 4 set. Conquest Chest, as of right now, going to change this into a set piece to enable my 4 set next week with the Enchant Storm Rider's Agility. Bloody Token Wrist, as of right now, this is going to get changed into the Conquest piece later in the season. 1000 speed for the Enchant. Conquest Weapon, Verse Mastery, this is going to stay the same until the remainder of the season with the Enchant Stonebound Artistry. Set Piece Gloves, gonna stay the same for the rest of the season. Bloody Token Waist, this is going to be changed for the Conquest piece later in the season. Set Piece Legs, this is going to stay the same until the end of the season. Agility Stamina Enchant. Bloody Token Boots, this is going to be changed into the Conquest piece as the season progresses with the Speed Enchant on it. Rings are going to remain the same. Verse Mastery on both of them. 315 Mastery Enchant on both of them with the Enduring Bloodstone. Mandatory gem, as well as 1 gem to enable our embellishments as of right now. Later down the line we're going to socket this ring and the rest of our gear as well, and then the trinket will be unused trinket with the medallion. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thanks everybody so much for watching. I really hope that you picked up something new and that the guide helped you understand how to gear your MM and how to get optimized for this season. If you did find the video useful, I mean, you know the drill. I'm not, you know, you've heard this a billion times in every single goddamn video that you watch. But, you know, leave the thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the subscribe, boost the algorithm. You know, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And yeah, also if you didn't like the video, if you want to shit talk, feel free to do it, dude. Like, boost the algorithm by all means, you know. And yeah, like I said, I'll probably be going live this weekend. It's not 100% yet, but at least for now, that's the plan. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be streaming, like I said, on YouTube and Twitch with multi-streaming, so you'll be able to, watch me on whichever platform you want. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thanks everybody again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.